Okay, I want to talk about sales and sales strategy for a little while. What we're trying to do is to get the product into the store. Here again, in our country, grocery stores, unless I'm not thinking correctly, grocery stores, some other shops, well, we have auto stores, we have some cosmetic stores, and we have hair salons and things like that, pharmacies. But I'm thinking from the products that I've read about from you, it seems like a lot of them might be going towards the grocery store. So anyway, I want to talk about getting the product into the store. Now, before you invest in a product and order up a bunch and put your name and your brand on it and everything to attract a specific target market, you have to consider that all the store wants is something that will sell. That's all they want. That's what they're for. They have a store, and that store's purpose is to sell goods. And they want goods that sell. They don't want goods that don't sell. So all the store wants is something that will sell. I'm not sure who wrote that. It might have been me. I don't know. So it becomes an issue of the hot potato. And the store has to take a risk. You might consider going back down to here, money back if the product doesn't sell, but then they have to trust that you will come back. So anyway, we have the hot potato. This might as well be the potato course because we're couch potatoes, the potato chip guy or girl, and now we have hot potatoes as a topic. Hot potato, who's going to be left holding the hot potato? So is your product considered a hot potato? Now think about it. If you were the store owner and somebody came in with a new energy bar or something like that, which sounds like a good idea, I guess, do your research. And those energy bars cost wholesale at $2 a piece, and you're offering a box of 24 of these, that would be $48 that the store has to invest in these bars. Now, if they don't think that the bars are going to sell, they're going to say no, and you're going to go away with your with your energy bars, right? So be thinking about that. Visualize you taking the finished product with the brand to the store, and visualize the reaction of the store owner. Now, while I'm on that topic, I'll go over here and say, not all Chinese stores are the same. We call them Chinese stores. And that's a generic term, right? The Chinese store. But they're not all the same. I've been there, I've sold to them. Some are risk takers automatically. Yeah, let's go with it. Other ones are closed thinkers. They don't want to take any risk. They just say no. I don't know if it's the way that the eye came off or the way I was dressed or what, but they did no. But come on, it's a nice, yeah. No. I say, you know what? I'll put them in there. I won't even charge it. If they sell, then you can pay me. Sometimes they would say yes. So we have risk takers that say yes. And we have the closed thinkers that automatically say no. And it's your job to win them over. And sometimes they will say no. I want to make this point. They say no, and they might really know what they're talking about. I went to one store who I shopped at personally all the time. And I had sold frozen pizzas I gotten into, in the early stages, gotten into 12 or 14 stores, what I could handle. And then I went to the store that I shopped at, and the owner said no. I said, but everybody else is taking and they're selling. No, people don't buy frozen pizza here. And I said, oh, come on, how can you say that? You haven't even tried. People don't buy frozen pizza here. And I said, well, let me just put them in there and see what happens. I won't even charge you for them. Let's just see what happens. Put them in there, didn't sell. Didn't sell. Actually, at that time, my product quality wasn't where it needed to be. I raised my quality and my sales went up. But in that store, no, they did not sell. It took probably 6 weeks for them to sell. And I think it was just a drunk guy that went in there and bought all of them. Okay, so, now listen, when you go to the stores, some have bare shelves, but many of them, every inch of the shelf space is taken. And in order for you to get the shelf space, somebody either has to reduce their display, the amount of products that they have on the shelf, or somebody has to go. I mean, in the States, every inch counts. In fact, sometimes you have to buy your way onto the shelf. So be thinking about that. Visualize that you have got to fit in, and not only do you have to fit in, you got to be in a strategic place in the store where people will actually see your product. You might have to explain to the store how you're different, and this is briefly. They see salespeople all the time. It's got to be brief. How is your product different? Who is your target market? Have a little, be ready to answer these questions and deliver your information really quick. Oh, yeah, well, this is different because, and the kids are going to quickly explain the product if needed. You might, if you get desperate, you got a win-win-win, right? You might have to say money back if it doesn't sell, or even put the product on the shelf and see if it sells before you charge the store. If you get desperate. You might explain your promotional efforts, and you might even take in a professionally made poster of some sort, maybe a shelf apron, those little things that go along the shelf that could get attention. Grace Kennedy does that, I believe. And you might try the tactic, we are in all the other stores, why can't we be in yours? Now, strategically thinking too, you might start at a few stores and give it some time. You might start at the big store. If you could get into the big store, then then the people will go out to the other stores and say, don't you have this product? Why don't you have this product? Or you might start in the small stores and kind of sneak your way in to avoid the competition, right? Start in a small store, nobody's really noticing except a little bit, and then work your way in. Now the question is, do they talk to each other? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if there's a meeting among all the grocery store owners or all the pharmacy stores. I wouldn't think so. Or the beautician places. But I don't know, that's a question mark. And in our next model, we'll be trying to get advocates for our product. And will the customers go into the store and request the product at other stores? So if you can get it into a few strategic stores, then people possibly, and it takes time, word of mouth, go and request the product at the other store. And then when you walk in, boom, they want your product. So those are some things to think about when dealing with store owners and trying to get the sale. Remember that it is risky for them to take on a new product. Remember that their attitude might be risk-taking or closed. So you have to think, visualize you taking the product to each store and getting it in there, and getting it into a strategic location if you can, without being pushy.